Welcome back. This video is going to focus on our second learning target, which is to analyze the changing roles of government in our economy throughout the United States history. So, we talked about cooperative federalism with our last video, and that was this system of government in which the federal government and the state government kind of work together to get things done. But implementing cooperative federalism can sometimes be kind of challenging because you've got a state government that may have a specific agenda. You've got the federal government that might have another agenda, but how do we get them to work together? So one way that the federal government tries to implement this concept of cooperative federalism is by using grants. So basically dangling money in front of the states, okay? So we have a few different types of grants that we want to look at today. The first one is called a categorical grant. Sometimes it's called a conditional grant. And basically, this is money that the federal government will give to the states, but they have a lot of strings attached to it or a lot of regulations. So if I am the federal government, for example, and I want all of the states to adopt 21 as the legal drinking age, okay? And some of the states are like, well, I don't think we really want to. We want to move it to 18 or we want to move it to 20 or whatever. And the federal government's like, okay, well, I have like millions of dollars here for you. So if you want to build this new highway system, you're probably going to want to go ahead and make 21 your legal drinking age. So if I'm a state, I'm going to look at two options. I'm going to look at trying to fund this highway system on my own, trying to maintain it on my own with all of my state revenue. Or I'm going to say, 21 sounds like a great age to make drinking legal. Okay. And that's exactly what happened in this court case of South Dakota v. Dole. Okay. South Dakota was like, I don't really want to make my drinking age 21. And the federal government was like, fine, we're going to take the money and that's going to be it. Okay. So now 21 is the legal drinking age across all the United States. We also have block grants that are given to states by the federal government. And block grants are going to be like sums of money very similar to a categorical grant, but they're not going to have quite as many strings attached, okay? Or it's going to be like, I'm going to give you money for a broad program, okay? And maybe I'm going to say over the next 5 years, you need to make sure that at least 50% of the money I gave you goes to this specific thing. So with block grants, states have a lot more freedom to kind of do what they would like to do with that money from the federal government, okay? So federal aid is really a great way for the federal government to try to influence the states to adopt the federal government's agenda, okay? So keep in mind, implementation of cooperative federalism is done primarily through grants. Money, money, money! If you have any questions on this stuff, let me know.